Welcome back to the ISU kitchen. Let's talk about mushrooms, specifically the common white button mushroom. These mushrooms can typically be found at your store in a cardboard or styrofoam container wrapped in plastic. This packaging is great if you're going to make your mushrooms that day or the next, but if it's going to be a few days, then you want to put your mushrooms in a paper sack. That way it allows the moisture to exit and the mushrooms won't absorb them. So there's two different ways to wash your mushrooms once you're ready to eat them. Washing your mushrooms is extremely important. The first method is to simply dip a paper towel into water and then just wipe the mushroom off. As you can imagine, this is a really time-consuming process when you have a whole bowl of mushrooms you need to clean. However, this is the method you need to use if you're going to be eating them fresh because you don't want them to absorb too much. However, if you're going to cook your mushrooms, then right before you cook them, you can put them in a bowl full of clean water. And I mean, already the dirt is just coming off. So then just kind of agitate the water and get any big chunks of dirt off the mushroom that you can see. And you have to kind of move fast here because you want the mushrooms in the water for the least amount of time possible. But once they're looking pretty clean, go ahead and immediately take them out. And then you want to pat them dry. That way they don't have any water sitting on them. Once you get your mushrooms nice and clean, you can go ahead and eat them fresh, just like this, maybe in a salad, or you can cook them. Today, we're going to cook them by making garlic butter mushrooms. So for our garlic butter mushroom recipe, we're going to need 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, half a teaspoon of salt, and a fourth a teaspoon of pepper, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley, a tablespoon of garlic. I use the kind in the jar. You can definitely use fresh, but just make sure it's finely minced. Of course, the star of our show is mushrooms. I have 3/4 a pound here. We're also going to need a skillet with a lid and a spatula. The first thing we're going to do is add the butter. We're going to let this completely melt. On pretty low heat. Once our butter is melted, we're just going to add our salt and pepper and our garlic. We're just going to stir this around till our garlic is evenly coated. And then we're going to let it sit for about 1 minute until the butter becomes really fragrant with the garlic. But we do not want the garlic to burn to the bottom. Now that our butter sauce is ready, we're just going to add our mushrooms that we have chopped in half. And then we're just going to slightly coat with the sauce. And then we're going to put the lid on top. Okay, so it's been about 12 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh, they look beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. So, now all we have left to do is to sprinkle it with parsley. Kind of mix that together. Turn our heat off. And it's ready to go. And now it's time for fresh, fast facts. Button mushrooms account for 90% of all mushrooms eaten in the United States. Mushrooms are a great source of copper, which is used for making new blood cells and maintaining heart health. 1 medium mushroom only has 4 calories. Portobello mushrooms button mushrooms, and white mushrooms are all the same type of mushroom at different levels of maturity. And for our fun fact of the day, mushrooms are able to increase their vitamin D content by being exposed to the sun. All right, all we have left to do now is to taste it. I won't lie, I'm not a huge mushroom fan. I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to try them again though. And honestly, that's not bad at all. I really like the parsley in there. I hope you also enjoy this recipe. Thanks. See you next time.